Hello once again and welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network. And my name is Ronald Kwamakusha. And we continue to take a look on what's happening within ZANU-PF as a political organization or as a political party. Regarding chinhu Zimbabwe, chinhu ichi chiri kuzomwashuka. And what is going to happen is this is the end of ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is going to explode. After exploding, ZANU-PF is going to be finished. And because of the desperation to save a nation, there are drastic decisions which are going to be made. Those decisions are the ones which are going to save Zimbabwe. So it's going to be a matter of whether Zimbabwe goes for a total chaos where everybody is going to be a loser, or some people will be brave enough to say, okay, it's better to lose part of what we have and save the nation, but retain our peace. So that is critical, that is important. But what is coming is a very interesting right here. Mnangagwa held a Politburo meeting today, or it's still ongoing, but what is something which we have noted is that both the vice presidents are not there. Both the vice presidents are not present. I have seen, several views, several comments about this whole thing, but I do not know. I'm not so sure your thoughts and your views about this. But in my own view, I believe that Lamuhad is not feeling well, and we know that even though akangaripo kana kusavapo uvepo wake kana kusavapo kwake do not matter. But what matters the most is this Politburo meeting happened while General Chiwenga is away in India. That is where speculation is coming from. So where is General Chiwenga? Why is General Chiwenga not part and parcel of the proceedings of this Politburo meeting? Those questions are questions without answers. We have seen Joe Charamba, who is the presidential spokesperson. He is trying by all means possible since morning to dispel some information, some rumors, some theories which are circulating surrounding this whole issue. And the man is tirelessly working to try and shape a narrative, to try and paint a better picture and save his boss. The embarrassment which comes with what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe is so big that if you are not intelligent enough, if you are not strong enough, you will not be able to bear it, and you will not be able to even defend yourself. So at this juncture, at this point in time, what we can conclude is the absence of General Chiwenga is going to have a lot of impact on the decisions which are going to be made, either negatively or positively. There is a very significant impact on his absence. But remember, power is not derived in the Central Committee. Power is not derived in the Politburo. Power is not derived in ZANU-PF. Power lies elsewhere. There are people who decide what happens. There are people who decide how things go when it comes to Zimbabwean politics. As long as those people then disagreement with the outcomes of Central Committee, with the outcomes of the Politburo, then whatever decision which you have made does not work. It doesn't. That is how things work in Zimbabwe. So if you have that understanding, you will actually know that the decisions which are being made politically, they will have an impact politically. They will shape a narrative, but in the long run, they will not be able to stand for a very long time because there are certain individuals who approve and disapprove. Let us go back to 2017. 2017, politically, G40 had won. Yes, G40 won left, right, and center in 2017 politically. But the powers that be came and said, enough is enough. They erected a full stop on everything, and everything turned into something else. We have seen a lot of G40 members in exile, a lot of them in prison, including Dr. Walter Mzembe is currently imprisoned without bail. Those are or were the outcomes of the decisions made by the most powerful people or the decision makers in the nation of Zimbabwe. So it depends, what does these people think? What direction do they feel this nation should take? So this time around, they are not simply going to make decisions out of emotions. They are going to make decisions out of need to do things in a certain way or the right way. One of the critical issues is to note that there are people who have been removed from the decision makers groups. There are people who were moved from becoming key instruments in terms of making decisions. They were sidelined using Emerson Mnangagwa, but he didn't know. I'm starting to understand these things now, because when this was being explained to me, it didn't make sense. Kuti, why did Comrade Geza come? It's a story for another day. Why did Comrade Geza come? There are certain people who did something in 2023 who were supposed to be moved out of the way. So to move them out of the way, they wanted to create a situation which was going to force Emerson Mnangagwa to move those people out of the way, whether he likes it or not. A situation was created through Comrade Geza. It worked. Yes, they were moved out of the way, which means when decisions are now being made, politically, they are part of the decisions, but otherwise, they are no longer 100% part of the decisions. They can be consulted, they can contribute, but they cannot give final say because they are no longer there. Their people are no longer there 100%. They've been moved around, they've been disempowered somewhere, somehow. So this whole thing is becoming more interesting as time goes on. As we continue to move ahead, everything is falling into place. And very, very soon, you will understand why Comrade Geza couldn't get the much needed support on the ground, which was supposed actually to come, because it was not designed to be just like that. It was not designed to be like that. It was designed to be what it is. Mnangagwa fell for the trap, and the other comrades, they also fell for the trap. What it means is, at this juncture, at this point, Zimbabwe is in the right direction to self-determination. Decisions will be made, and those decisions are going to be drastic. They're going to be very important. So at this point in time, what happens in the Politburo is simply a catalyst. These are things which are going to catalyze the situation, to make the situation look like A, B, C, D. Take us back to the days of Amai Grace Mugabe. Let it explode, and then usher in a new Grace Zimbabwe. So it's very, very interesting, Team Zimbabwe. For those who are praying, let us continue to pray, because we are getting there.